I'm Victor Idonor by name, founder of Cybersecurity Challenge Nigeria initiative. Basically, what we do, we identify skill sets in the Nigerian space. Now, first of all, let me give us a sample where young persons out there majorly do not have access to a proper working environment, yet they have access to internet facilities. They could Google, they could search up words, and they could actually learn one or two things online, either free, paid for as low as $5, $10, the case may be. And they actually have enough time to practice and gather up skills. Now they've gathered these skills, they really do not know how to use these skills in a legit environment. So they are forced to surf the internet and possibly fall into the hands of using their acquired skill to commit cybercrime, malicious activities online, because they are not properly engaged. They are not harnessed by neither the government nor the private sector. So they tend to use their skills for what we now call cybercrime. Now, how do we harness these people? And they have, or they constitute a larger population of the entire Nigerian population. So if they're filling the internet space and they really do not have what they're doing that is positively adding value to their lives or to the government or to the economy, they tend to use that time, they tend to use that skill for malicious activities. So at Cybersecurity Challenge Nigeria, what we do, we identify these young persons with this skill set, persons who really want to advance their skills positively. First of all, we start with training, where we get to ensure that they are trained, they get certified with global certifications that could actually give them the opportunity to get employed with global organizations. It can be global, it can be local, it can even be the government. So basically, we identify young skill sets, we train them, and we link them up to cybersecurity opportunities where they could utilize these acquired skills in a professional environment to add value to their lives, to the environment they find themselves, to the economy, and to the Nigerian government economy as a whole. Now, if we do not exist in that space, this skill set will continue using these skills for cybercrime related cases in the form of online social engineering, phishing scams, email scams, Yahoo, as is popularly known here. So we identify skill sets, students, young professionals, existing professionals. We give them the required cybersecurity awareness, sensitization, and training with certifications so that they can get employed. So with that, we now publish.
I'm going to stop you. Only because you're there's so much you're saying, and you're not giving me enough time to like dive in. So, one, Victor, welcome. I'm very happy that you're taking time out of your day to be with me. So thank you. I usually start with who you are as a person first, and then I talk about the business. But you gave me so much about the business that I'm doing it backwards for you. You're the first one, I'm doing it in reverse. Why is cybersecurity awareness so important in Nigeria right now?
Because a larger population of the youth extremely focus their skill set on quick money, and they feel getting this quick money only happens through cybercrime, and they don't see it as cybercrime. They feel they are simply utilizing their IT skills, and they tend to use this skill set to dupe foreigners, even locals, persons who are not cyber aware, who are not tech savvy. They commit crimes against them using social engineering, using phishing attacks, using malwares, etc. So they feel it's a shorter way to get money without being caught by the police, without having to carry gun, without having to move on the street. They could actually do this from the comfort of their home. So they prefer to choose that as a trending crime.
Yeah. So it's so interesting because whether it's in the States or anywhere, people assume that the knowledge is not in Nigeria. And yet, these young people are so savvy. So I live in Massachusetts, where MIT is. And we always say, like, when you drive past MIT, your phone doesn't work. And we always say the young kids are just like playing with you. So it's always, there's like this dead spot right in front. And we're like, it's MIT. Why is there a dead spot right in front of the building? And we always joke, it could be true or not, that the young kids are so bored and they're so smart that they're just playing around with like the internet, and they're all because they're so brilliant. And when you have a brilliant mind and they don't have a tunnel to use that brilliance, they go the other way. So people never assume a Nigeria would ever have all this like amazing brains to do this. So how are these young kids, like, are they coming together as like they're just kids and they're just playing with their computers? Are they in school and then they realize I'm just bored? Where is this knowledge coming from that all of a sudden they're starting to take it in a realm of going the opposite way of doing good?
Okay, now that is where it becomes interesting. In Nigeria, Nigerians, they have this special, do I call it a special gift, such that whatever they actually focus their mind on, they will actually become super awesome in it. So that it has become a norm where young, talented individuals, the moment they gain access to internet connectivity, they have the time, because the government is really not helping in terms of activities that would actually keep them engaged. Activities like maybe tech events, social events, none of that is happening. So they have all of the time you can think of, coupled with universities being shut down due to ASU strike and all of that. So there's frequent strike happening, and these people are all home doing really nothing aside eating from their parents. So the moment they get access to the internet, they spend their time surfing and reading and studying, and of course, learning how to crack. I call them crackers because they are not really learning the in-depth as a professional. They're just learning and looking for tools, shortcuts to getting things done. And the moment they do, trust me, by the time they launch those attacks, it works like magic. And don't also forget that there's a huge number or a reasonable number of elderly persons from the age of 45 and above who do not have idea about what cybercrime, cybersecurity is. So they easily fall prey to this skill or to these attacks. So children, youth, as young as from age 8, you could see that they're actually doing a lot of things on the internet.
Did you just say the age 8?
Yes. Now we have a community.
Okay, wait. So I was gonna say like, I was gonna get mad at you because you were like, I go elderly, the age of 45. What? 45?
Yes.
I'm older than 45.
Okay, you must be the one out of the 1 in 1% of that age range that actually is tech savvy enough. Trust me, there's a huge number of persons in that age range that really do not know anything about cybersecurity. They click on a link, they fall prey to any crime, be it social engineering, name it. So it's really, really a big deal. And that is why you could hear a lot of cases purporting or stating that Nigerians are defrauding a lot of foreigners. Even Interpol International, they made a publication September last year, and their focus for Africa this year is how to combat cybercrime. And on their top list is social engineering, meaning
it's amazing to me when you're saying at the age of 8 years old that a child is learning. Like, who's teaching an 8-year-old to focus on cybersecurity? Because they don't even understand the equivalence of money yet. So are they just more focused on the game of cyber and not the money? And then the older ones are understanding the money part? Because an 8-year-old doesn't have that mentality of gaining money. I mean, yeah, a quarter, small money, but they don't understand the concept of that. So who is training an 8-year-old to do this?
Okay, now it's just same way everywhere in the global community today. Kids are so smart such that you don't need to teach them how to use a smartphone before they can actually navigate through. You'll be amazed what kids are doing with smart devices. Now, in Nigeria, this population range between the age of 12, they are so much on the internet, Facebook especially. And all they do on Facebook is how to try and meet friends, create friends, and all of that. Now, they start with, majorly, how do I hack into my friend's Facebook account? How do I hack into my mom's Facebook account? Gotcha. After hacking, now this account may have lots of followers, it may have lots of users. The next thing, they are talking to some 16-year-old person who is much older and be like, I have an account for sale. How do I sell it and get quick money? Sometimes they sell an account with, say, 8,000 followers for as low as 1,000 naira, which is about $500, $1, $2 thereabout.
Yep.
So now they start with, how do I gain access into my friend's Facebook account? It starts from Facebook account. How do I sell it to Instagram? And before you know it, they're already getting themselves with a lot of tricks. How do I convince, deceive the elderly person I'm chatting with? Before you know it, the opposite sex comes in. Now that is for that age range. The moment you get to climb higher, the next thing you'll be hearing is Bitcoin. How do I buy Bitcoin? How do I sell Bitcoin? Who can sell me Bitcoin? Which person's Bitcoin account can I gain access to? And the next thing they'll observe that, okay, well, for every Bitcoin, there must be an email address. And for persons who actually trade in this, they don't really know how to secure their Facebook accounts, their email accounts. And the next thing they want to focus on is, how do I gain access to this person's email accounts? Because the moment you do, you automatically have access to Facebook, you automatically have access to all messages. And a lot of these people, they write down their passwords. They use very easy to guess passwords. They use their mobile phone numbers as their password. So it's a trend. Yeah. And it's something we have gotten huge info from in the Nigerian space, and we are actually expanding to West Africa.
Why did you decide to do this? I mean, what made it so intriguing? I mean, mind you, I've always been fascinated and loved cybersecurity. I mean, I want to one day be in it in a marketing and branding way, because it's needed. I mean, as we grow, as technology grows, we need it. But what made it so intriguing for you to be in cybersecurity? And the education, not just in it, but the education behind it.
Okay, now I studied cybersecurity. Okay. I'm a graduate of cybersecurity science. And at the time I studied cybersecurity, my set was the pioneer set in the whole of Nigeria to study cybersecurity. So then even our lecturers find it difficult to explain some of the terms to us clearly. And everyone around us could see, they call us then cyber megad, that is cybersecurity guy, or they call us cyber police. So that alone demoralized a lot of my colleagues, and all they could see was, okay, after graduating with this degree, besides we don't even know what it is, the next thing we'll have to do is to go set up a cyber cafe. So a lot of persons just focused on, well, let me do the reading, pass the exams, and push it aside and look for some other business to do. Now, I really desire to graduate, come out, and be known for what I studied. I really want to go out there and I can be confident and comfortable enough to tell anybody that I'm an ethical hacker, I'm a penetration tester. So how best can I do this? I must create an enabling platform that is recognized and trusted, such that businesses can be given to such people, or projects can be dropped in such environment and people can actually take it up. Take, for example, in 2016, we had our first national hacking event. And after the event, that was the first time we were doing the event. After the event, someone that attended the event came up to us and was like, wow, he never knew that such skill set exists in Nigeria. Yeah. That how did we guys do it? That, well, there's a project he is working on. He's supposed to bring in some guys to work on it. But with what he has seen so far, he would like us to handle it. And that was how we made our first millions project. Mm-hmm. Now, this skill set actually exists, but until there is a platform for people, for these young talents to come in and showcase what they've got, there's really nobody who could trust them enough with the capability or with their data or with their info. So they'll rather not, hey, you're not competent, you're not comfortable, you can't do it. So at Cybersecurity Challenge Nigeria, we identify these young persons who are enthusiasts, who have this passion to learn, to self-develop themselves. And all we need to do is put them in the right career path, give them the right trainings and certifications, and introduce them to available opportunities in the public and private sector, both local and international.
In the past, and I shouldn't even say in the past, actually in the present as well, FBI, CIA, Interpol, all these big organizations find the best of the best hackers. And hackers in the sense of, I know what I'm doing in regards of engaging and going through your computer system. And they challenge them with, go through our system. Like, we want you to, like, they hire them to go through their system. And some of them are great, and they stay on these companies, and they find it to be a challenge. And they know the people that are doing it in the worst way. So they're always in the know to know that their skills are still growing. And then there are people that go into the company and then they just kind of destroy it. I mean, they go in, they hack the company, and it's just like, it's a big mess. How do you find the talent, the students that are going to be the best of the best, in your opinion? And how do you get the companies to trust them and trust you? Because a hacker could go either way.
Yes. Now, first of all, we bring them into an environment where we do hacking competitions, CTF, Capture the Flag Challenge. In fact, our next Capture the Flag Challenge national level will be coming up in, excuse me, it will be coming up in May this year.
I lost your beautiful face. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, so the next hackathon challenge will be coming up in May this year. Now, what we do is we bring them into an environment and we give them in a controlled environment. And before you get in, we ensure you go through the necessary awareness, the necessary agreement you get to sign and understand that, look, what you have is of huge importance to you, to the nation, to the economy, and all of that. We need you to actually focus and positively use this skill set for the right thing. And if you do, you can actually do what you enjoy doing and get paid legally without you having to go through the back door. Do you clearly understand? Yes. If they do, you get to sign. We get to do what we call a rehabilitation. We get to rehabilitate them and ensure that, look, we are moving you from the street to a more professional environment. These are the right qualifications you need. These are the certifications you need. And until you calm down, you cannot get these certifications. So sometimes we even pay for some of these certifications for these people. And trust me, by the time they now find themselves in such an environment, with the mindset that what they've been doing, they can actually do it even more with more training, more certifications, and they will actually get paid for it. Trust me, the best in them you can ever think of pops out.
The peer pressure of the friends that they grew up with that didn't have the same savviness, they didn't have the same passion to go into this program. How do you, I mean, you take this person, you rehab them, which I love that you said that you rehab them. That is so brilliant. So you rehab them, you teach them, you show them the way. They have a proper way, but now they still have to go home to the peers on the streets that are still doing it, that their friends, the people that they've known all their lives, the people that like raised them and taught them the essence of the skill from the beginning. How do you make it where they come together, where I love where I'm working with Victor, I'm learning a lot, I'm seen as a true person in the community, and yet I still have to go home and I don't want to lose my friends because they took care of me at the beginning. How do you help them with that entire they in essence live in two different worlds?
Yes, now two things. If you've seen the light and you really love what you're seeing, then I think it's necessary you go back to your people, your friends, your community, and introduce them to the light. That is a strategy we started. So how best can we put this into action? After you've seen the light, you've gotten the right certifications, we've engaged you because some of them we engage them remotely. They are at their different locations, they are working remotely. We've even been able to secure private sector who actually engage them, and they get paid every month. They get data subscription every month, and they're working remotely and doing their bit, learning and working and getting paid. Now, the next thing is we need you to be a community lead where you find yourself in your local environment. And that extended our reach nationwide to the point we were able to set up a lot of community lead at the various campuses. School levels, we have campus lead. State levels, we have state leads. Then regional level, we have regional leads. Nigeria has 6 geopolitical zones, in other words, 6 regions. So we have 6 regional leads. We have various universities, campuses. So we're able to set campuses, campus leads, where these people actually carry out community meetups, CYSEC community meetups. So every month, periodically, this is what you're expected to do in your community. Pull together all of these people. Let's carry out an awareness campaign. Let's carry out some form of remote rehabilitation, because we cannot be everywhere, but you are now our voice in there. And all we need to do is support you from the headquarters. So we send out swags, we send out masks, we send out branded polos, customized items, and all of that. And different state level meetups have been happening. Different community level meetups have been happening at the campuses and at the state level. And usually in all of these communities, we now convite them at the national for the annual National Hackathon Conference.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, so now this is, again, I love cybersecurity. I could talk about cybersecurity forever. I love it so much. But this is, now we need to understand about you. where are you? Where were you born and raised? Talk to me about your family, as well as up to the point where what did you go to university for? So you touched upon what you went to university for a little bit, but I want to hear about where you were born and raised and your family, and more so, how did you become an entrepreneur? So there's so many things here. Your family, where are you from, up to the point where you're in university, but why did you want to become an entrepreneur is the most important of all the questions.
All right. I was born in Delta State in Nigeria, and I grew up in a family of 8, and yes, 8. 5 girls, 3 boys. And
okay. Oh,
I
okay.
grew up-
Wait. See, this is why I usually do it forward. 8, 5 girls, 3 boys.
Yep.
Okay. 8. How did
Yes.
8? How did what number are you in the 8?
I'm the last one.
Wait, are you the oops baby, or are you planned?
Nah, I've always loved an independent life, so I try as much as possible to think ahead so as to not depend on anyone. So
No. You didn't answer the question. Are you the what's the gap? So number 7, and then from number 7 to you, how many years?
About 4 years.
I'm intrigued here. So they had 7, and then they're like, let me have it. And wait, is number 7 a girl or a boy?
A girl.
A girl. So where are the other boys?
Yeah, they're doing their thing.
What number? What number are the boys?
Okay, number 2 and number 5.
So 2, 5, 7.
Yes.
I love this. I love this. How was it for the boys being raised with all the women? Because you have the 5 girls plus your mother.
Now, the thing is, I grew up in a polygamous home, and in that environment, it is based on your connects. Connects, I mean, do you have relations either from your maternal or your paternal? If yes, the moment you get to a reasonable age, who is the next person you can go start something with? Can you travel out? Because I grew up in a village, and I always say to date a car, do not have access to my village because it's more like an island. Okay. So in such an environment, it is dependent on, there's this thing I always believe it is, if you really want to grow, you just have to do it yourself. If you want to lazy around, there are a lot of children around the community that will actually help you achieve that. But you just have to think outside the box. So for me, growing up, from what age I was already thinking outside the box. So all of these are things that personal motivation is actually key, is primary here.
Okay. Why are you in the dark? Oh, there you go, the light. I was gonna say, I'm like, what happened to here in the dark?
Okay.
So no, but I still don't understand. I still don't understand something. How is it that, did the 8 children grow up together, or did you guys not grow up together?
You grow up to a certain age. Next thing you move. You grow up to an age, you move. So
what's the age? What's the age that you move?
For me, I think I left the village at age 8.
Okay.
And I went to the north. I was already in primary 3, and I got to the north, and I started primary 1 at French because my village school or academics curriculum couldn't cope with the new environment. So I had to start from grade 1. So
I'm looking, so I had to Google, because I had to understand the island. So I'm like, so if I'm looking on the map and I'm in Nigeria and the Delta is, all right, so am I going north? I'm going west, right?
South.
Oh, south, Delta, because of course of water. All right, so am I going towards Benin City?
Delta.
No, so I see Benin City, I see Wari. I see
Port, somewhere around that axis.
Okay, so I see Port Harcourt. and I'm expanding, and I'm still looking for delta. It says delta, and I'm seeing the photos, but it's not giving me an actual, it doesn't give me an arrow.
Yes.
All right, so give me a city that's next to it.
The most popular city there is Warri.
Aha, found it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are really remote. I mean, you are really remote from everything in this area.
Exactly.
Okay, so all right, so now I need to, the second you said it, I'm like, I need to visualize this. Okay, so at the age of 8, now where do you go at the age of 8?
I went to the north.
And how long were you there? How long were you there, and who were you with?
I was with my eldest brother, and upon getting there, I had to start primary 1 afresh. And I did primary 1. First of all, there was a language barrier. I couldn't speak English. It was just my native dialect, and speaking English, it wasn't just working. So I just had to start from primary 1. Good enough. From primary 1, I got to primary 2. So my grade in primary 1 were okay. So I had to move to primary 2A. There's A, there's B, there's C. So because of my grade from primary 1, I got to primary 2A. So from there, I moved to Abuja, did primary 3. Primary 3 for first term, second term, third term, I was topping the class consecutively. The school decided to give me a double promotion from primary 3 straight to primary 5.
Nice.
So from primary 5, I was supposed to get to primary 6 before taking the junior common entrance examination. But I was competent, and I prepared for the exam from primary 5 instead of from primary 6. So I made my grades, and I moved on to college. From JS1, JS2, JS3, I was supposed to take my senior exams in SS3, but I prepared for it in my SS2, and I passed. So I moved to the university a year ahead of my mates. So upon getting to the university,
so you're a little smart. You're smart.
Well, you can say that.
I like that. You're smart. I keep hearing how you're advancing. I'm like, oh, he's smart. You're like really smart.
So now that, okay, I'm with you.
So when you were, so you're advancing, did your parents, did your brother, did they see something in you? Because you're definitely advancing very quickly. Did they see this in you when you were younger? Did your professors see this? Who saw this in you that they kept on pushing and pushing and pushing you? Because you could have just, you could have just been an okay student. Who saw the magic in you that really excelled your passion to learn and to do better, and thus getting you all the advancement? Who saw the best in you?
My brother, he did. And he supported me fully, to the fullest, to the point, if I got my first laptop in my SS2. That's when I had my first laptop. Then next, I got into the university in my year 1. He asked me, with what you're learning, with what you're studying, he wanted me to actually study elect until I got into the system and discovered I found myself in CSS, cybersecurity science. And the next thing was I told him I need a better laptop than the one I'm having. I said, okay, talk to the person that supplies laptop, give him the spec of your choice, and you will have it. So I went online, I selected the best spec at that time, and though it was expensive, it wasn't anything that was easily available and good enough. Actually got it. And it was a wow for me. I got a laptop. I said way back as 2010, I think I got Core i7 laptop, HP EliteBook, and with external hard drive, more like everything you need to actually push your limit, you have it. So go forth, and if you need more comfort in school, just let me know. I will provide it, make it available. So he actually saw that drive, and he ensured within his capacity to make my learning as comfortable as possible. So me saying such a zeal, I also have a responsibility of myself that look, with such commitment, I can't afford to disappoint him. So I had to put in my all and all. Day and night, I was having sleepless nights, making research, doing downloads, doing studying, practicing, to the point my department had to set up their computer science lab, the cybersecurity lab. They have funded it, but there was nobody to actually set it up and configure. I offered that, hi, I can do it. They were like, are you sure? Can you do it? I said, yes. So I had to sleep in the lab, doing study, doing practice, and actually solved it. I set the lab up. The next time, my colleagues were coming in to use the lab I set up for class lectures. So it has been fun for me.
How old were you at that point when you're sleeping in the lab and you're setting things up and you're still studying? How old were you?
I was in my 20s.
You're in your 20s.
Yeah.
Was it, well, two questions in regards of, was it different for you to be raised by your brother than your mom and dad and your siblings and your other brothers and sisters? Was it weird for you, number one? And number two, he's your brother, and how did he keep you so focused that you, I mean, yes, you didn't want to disappoint him, but how did he, as your brother, keep you so focused that you didn't get in trouble?
He's also very, very disciplined. And there's something that we always tell you, being that you know where you're coming from. If you misbehave in this environment, you definitely go back to the village. And that is nowhere anyone would think of heading back to, where you have no access to anything. It's shut down from the world. So coming out to an environment like this, you wouldn't want to jeopardize such an opportunity and have to be sent back there. So you just have to comport yourself. Though there have been cases where persons that fall into my kind of lifestyle, they couldn't cope in the new environment. They have no choice. Some will tell you they want to go back because they prefer the free lifestyle they are used to. They can walk around, they can misbehave and all of that. No, I wasn't ready for that. I was ready for instruction. So I adapted.
Well, I'm so happy that you just asked that, because I was going to ask that question in regards of your 8 siblings, how many of them are still in the village and how many of them left the village? And you answered in regards to some people just like, I want to go back to the easy way of life, but how many of your siblings are still at home in the village?
No. In fact,
None.
I was the last to leave. Yeah, I have a strict father too, who wouldn't want any of his child to remain in the village. So whatever be the case, after learning, you should be able to get yourself up and move out there and explore. So in fact, I was the last to leave, and no one has gone back there. No one is going back there. No one will ever go back there.
No, but your parents live there. Your parents created you. Would you ever take your family and go to the easier way of life? Because your family did it. So would you ever do it? Because during the pandemic, I feel a lot of people did the reverse. They left the big cities and they went back to the country way of life because it was simpler. You could be outside, because during the pandemic, you couldn't leave your apartments. So do you think that now that the world is like more aware because of the pandemic, do you think that it's going to go in reverse? And now these small villages will have the capabilities of growing big companies, not growing big companies per se, but and changing the life. But I can work from home. So do you think that people would now go to the countryside, work from home, but yet still run a big company in the city?
Well, it's possible. It all depends on choice. But for this part of the world, Nigeria specific, you do not have such facilities readily available in such locations. Because if you move out of the big cities, you're moving away from internet connectivity, you're moving away from good power supply, you're moving away from access to like minds. Because for you to actually thrive, you need to be in an environment where there are like minds. For example, someone thriving in Nigeria with someone thriving in Silicon Valley, their growth will be totally different. Why? They are bigger persons to challenge your mind, your vision, your view. So if you move away from the city, you're moving away into, like I said, darkness. So nobody would want to think about that.
Yeah. During the pandemic, so I mean, we're 2 years into this pandemic, we're surpassing, like we're going into year 3. We're going to be living with pandemics. Some countries are open, some countries are not open. How was it for you, March 2020, when you started seeing the entire world shutting down? And how has the past 2 years been for you personally with your team and your company, and professionally with your team and your company?
Well, that period marked the most busiest time of my life. Like, it was the most engaging, back to back. It was the happiest for me too, because it cut out a lot of physical meetings. You don't need to tell me to come see me in my office today, come see me in my office tomorrow, and it's yielding no result. The question is, are you ready for my service? If yes, make payment, let's get started.
Yeah.
If no, I push you aside and move to the next person, because at that point, a lot of companies were striving to adapt to the new norm.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone we're trying to, how do we move? How do we scale? How do we move our services to the cloud? How do we ensure our staff work from home? How do we ensure business sustainability and all of that? My workload increased because I was now working more, I was delivering more and helping organizations, companies, medium scale, small scale enterprise to actually evolve and move into the new norm. So it was really, really quite busy for me. So what I simply did was, before the total shutdown, I secured solar power with inverters, get all of that up and running. I was able to put up data subscription up to 1 terabyte on ground. I was able to get, so I've successfully secured electricity, power, I've secured data, bandwidth, and all of that. Then next was food. So I purchased a lot of food and I separated them, which can last us in the face of there's no fire. What is the category of food that can actually survive? So we police those ones to be, this will be the last set of meals we'll be touching. What are the consumables? We start with them. What are the ones that we can consume without power, without electricity, when there's nothing at all, should in case we get to that point. So I was fully ready for the pandemic, indoor, in-house. I modified my office in-house. I modified my bedroom and all of that and all of that. And I was totally ready for the worst.
Holy moly. Jeez Louise. Like, what? You are so disciplined. This is insane. Oh my God. Okay, wait. How big is how many people do you have working with you, and do you have a family of your own?
Okay. As of today, I have over 45 persons working with me, paid. And we now have persons on contract based on engagement. If there's an activity, hi, there's this engagement, there's this gig. Are you available? Can you deliver? I have persons of like that, about 10 of them. Then I now have a family. I got married last year.
So wait, do you have children?
Not yet.
Okay, so you have a bride?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so how was it during the pandemic when you were working all the time and you have a bride, and you're either with your bride and you're not with your team, or you're with your team and not with your bride? How are you balancing all of this? Like,
I got married last year, 2021. Okay. So as of 2020, my wife was somewhere living her life, and I was where I was focusing on trying to beat the pandemic. Okay. At least what was in my head was, even if in the entire population of the global community, if it's 1% that will survive the pandemic, I want to be sure I want to be part of that 1%.
Okay. And how did you meet your bride? How did you meet your bride?
You really want to hear this?
Yes, this is why we're talking, because it's not just your business, it's you as a person.
Okay. I've never mentioned this anywhere, but although I plan mentioning it, but since you've asked, let me just spill it. Now, I met someone, and a year after, I was like, hey, what's up? Like you, and I love that. And the person was like, no, I'm not ready. What is it? Go away. Shoo. I don't like that. And next was, after a year, I got back. So for me, funny enough, she's not aware of this. So if she hear this part, she's gonna. So I was like, okay, fine. Pandemic is here, right?
Mhm.
And your expectations, I'm sure pandemic have touched part of your expectations.
Yeah.
So we are here. Whether soldier go, soldier come, barrack remains. I don't know if you understand that.
No.
I know you don't understand that.
Teach me, teach me.
Okay, whatever be the case, whether the soldier is off the barracks
Mhm.
or not, the barrack will still remain the barrack.
Okay.
It's clearer now, right?
Yes, I'm
So
clear now.
now
Okay.
pandemic is here, it has come, it's gone. And are you ready for me now? It was like, okay, no, okay. I said, this is fine. So I dropped a message. I'll be here for as
You froze. No. Wait, you froze. You froze.
a call came in, but I'm back now. So I dropped a message. I'll be here for as long as time permits.
Mm-hmm.
So the time permits is if you come back and I'm engaged or I'm into some other thing, good and fine. If I'm not, super awesome. However, just know that I love you and I'm ready for you. Yeah. Okay. Now, 2021, the most interesting part of the story. 2021, about, was it 4th, 5th? I got a message from her and was like, hello, hi. I was like, okay, hi, how are you? Cool. Somehow the call was becoming more often, more frequent, and I just sensed, okay, something is about to happen. So at about mid of January 2021, there was this saying that, okay, can we meet? I'm like, really? Okay. If you want to meet me, you have to write an official letter to me. And my company will have to approve it for me to come and see you. She was like, but you're the CEO, you can actually move. I said, yes, but the fact that I'm the CEO does not mean I should just take decisions without proper due diligence procedure and all of that. She was like, okay, fine. And actually got an invitation later. Not just a letter. She included a one-night accommodation at a luxury offshore apartment or something. I'm like, now you're ready. So I got the letter in my email. Yeah.
Bravo, bravo. Not only are you determined in your studies and your company, but boy, oh boy, you know what you want and you're waiting for it. Bravo.
Exactly.
I love it. Okay.
So I got that later and I said, no, I'm ready to move to come see you. So I planned the trip. Now it was middle of February. Actually intended making it around Valentine period, but didn't work. So
wait, you guys have Valentine's Day too?
No, then we haven't still seen.
Wait. Do you celebrate? So you said around Valentine's Day. Do you celebrate Valentine's Day?
No. Okay. The thing is, after getting the invite letter, I intended making the trip for Valentine period because that's the only time I think I can travel. Okay. Because my work is important. I try to manage personal life, work, and all of that. So somehow it didn't happen around Valentine, it happened after Valentine. Okay. And this was
I'm sorry, I don't believe in Valentine's Day because it's too commercialized. So I don't exactly. You can love all year long. You don't need to love one day. So that's
exactly.
Okay, good. Okay, just making sure that we're on the same page.
Okay, that was actually the primary reason why we had to move it from the Valentine Day thing. So we could let it be a normal day. So people don't also get to, hello, okay, this person is coming because it's this period. No, let's push that aside. So I went for the trip February and first night, there and then, there was a request for official dating, which started same night. And we started dating. March, I requested to see her parents. April, we scheduled we scheduled for introduction. May, we did the introduction. June, we were preparing. May, we did introduction. June, we were preparing for wedding. July, we had our wedding.
Okay, so usually I would say this is fast, but you waited. So how many years did you wait before she said yes to you?
Just a year.
So from the time that you asked her for the first date, no, it was before, because you said that what year did you first meet her?
I met her when I traveled for one Christmas holiday.
What year?
That was in 2019.
Yeah, so you've known, so usually I would say, wow, that was fast, but you've known her for years and you were just waiting, but you knew, and then once she agreed, it was like done deal.
Yes. Now there's this thing I always believe, and I always tell her. I had just 2 relationships in my life. So I try as much as possible not to allow women or a woman to eat into my precious time. In fact, back in school, my laptop is known to be my girlfriend because I spend a lot of time with it. And people think I'm weird. Yeah, I know.
I don't think you're weird at all. I don't think you're
Okay.
like my business is my baby. I get it. Like I understand that.
Exactly.
I love best story. So I love it. I love that I'm the first person to hear it. Love the story. I'm sure I'm not the first person to hear the story, but I love the story. Going back to the pandemic, how did this pandemic, so how was the team during the pandemic? I mean, everyone was working so hard, but they still had their family. How as a founder, the CEO, how are you managing all of their personal hearts, their hearts and soul? Because we're in a pandemic, I'm working hard, but I have family that I have to take care of. How are you able to manage all of them during this time?
Okay, during the time of the pandemic, there was something that was of importance to me. All of the persons working with me, their welfare to me, I feel somehow I'm responsible for this. So I should be able to ensure that as much as I'm getting engaged, they also get engaged with work, something to do, something to earn from. So while I secure businesses, projects here and there, I also disseminate to team members. Do your bit, get paid. All I need you to do is be like me, ensure you have power around the clock because a request can come at any time. So you don't say there's no power, my PC is down, my this is down, I couldn't get your message, I can't act now. No, ensure you have power, stable power, ensure you have internet connectivity, enough bandwidth, and ensure you have food, stay indoors. Don't worry about businesses. As they are coming in, we will disseminate because me, I can't even handle all. It's a teamwork. So as the projects were coming, we're disseminating, do your bit, get paid, do your bit, get paid, do your bit, like that. And everyone was moving in synergy.
Beautiful. How did you take care of yourself? Because it's a lot of pressure when you are responsible for so many people and you're still trying to stay and like have a relationship, a personal relationship. How were you able to take care of yourself during this time? Because pandemic, my business, we're doing great, but yet there's a lot of pressure on you.
Well, something I always tell myself is no matter what, if you ain't gonna get enough rest, ensure you eat well. Eat well, know your right nutritional requirements, such that no matter the stress, when you get enough sleep, you can balance things up, wake up more energetic, more vibrant to deliver. So I try as much as possible to eat well, exercise, and when it becomes too tough, I call up with a movie once in a while though. But primary on my list is eating well. I don't joke with my meals because at the end of the day, if I break down, I have to eat my medicine as my food. So I don't want that to happen.
I do like that. You're funny. I have like 2 or 3 more questions for you.
Okay.
Where is the industry going from here? So we see that so many companies, especially during the pandemic, we are dependent on technology. So many companies that said, so many companies that said, I can never go remote ever. And then the pandemic showed everyone can go remote. Even if you have a brick and mortar, I have to walk into your store, there's e-commerce now. So where is the industry going in regards of the growth of cybersecurity? Because I got into it, I mean, I graduated from my MBA program in 2009, and I knew I was interested in cybersecurity. I mean, for me, it's like a puzzle, and I love puzzles. I've always loved puzzles. And cybersecurity is this game of the best minds, just some of them just doing it because I can, some of them doing it for bad reasons. Because we have so many companies realizing that we need this, but smaller businesses are the ones that are getting attacked the most. What happens next? How does one protect themselves without losing their bottom line of growing their business?
No, first of all, I always advise people, small scale businesses and medium scale businesses, whatever you do, please don't think a particular service is too expensive, because you may decide to go for a cheaper or a more affordable option, and you may end up losing your data. So I try personally, what even makes me stand out in business is the fact that every customer I have, I try to work with their budget, and I give them a guide on how best to manage their limited available resources, because I'm an entrepreneur. I know how difficult it is to manage funds. So same way I would manage my business is how I want to manage your business for you. What are your financials? What is your budget? And I will try as much as possible to give you a solution that will ensure the primary, because first of all, we prioritize your risk. What are they? How do we identify them? Okay, if this is it, we can't joke with this particular segment, and we have to place a lot of emphasis on it to ensure that no matter what, it is safe and secure around the clock. So when we can, and I'll also try as much as possible to find alternatives. If you can't afford this for now, this is a close alternative that can actually give you a good deal. So I try as much as possible to work with my customers to ensure that their limited available funds are properly utilized, efficiently utilized, such that they remain safe and secure, their data is intact without compromising anything. So that a lot of time creates a good impression for them, and they even tend to refer me, because at the end of the day, I end up saving them huge funds. Unlike persons who would want to be like, okay, invest in this, invest in that, just to ensure that they are getting businesses. But no, I don't believe in that. I believe in, let me help you manage your limited available fund and ensure efficiency, such that whatever solution you're investing in right now, you should be utilizing at least 80 to 100% of its full capacity. So you don't end up investing in what you won't utilize in 2 years, 3 years time. So with this system, I'm able to build good relationship with customers such that they bring in referrals. And when referrals come, it's easier to negotiate. Negotiation term flow a lot more easier.
People are assuming all the time that they are fine. I'm fine. No one's going to hack me. No one's going to hack me. What happens when someone does get hacked? What should they prepare for? Because they are always thinking it'll never happen to me. And then once it happens, it's a time-consuming, toilet bowl process of just like dealing with stuff. So what does once someone gets hacked, once it happens, because everyone's going to get hacked one way or another, somewhere along the way, whether it's small or big, what should they do from that point on?
Now, I always tell people no system is a known fact in the industry. No system is 100% secure. No matter how safe you are, no matter how you think you protected yourself, it's just, let's take it to be, you should just assume that you don't have the right resources to attract attackers yet. The moment you have such data in place, such resources, they will definitely come. And I always tell people, wait for it, anticipate it. In fact, anticipate it. If you're anticipating an attack, it helps you to prepare better, such that 24/7, you're ready for a backup. Your backup is ready for restoration. I don't know if you understand. So if you have such a mindset, an attack won't hit you unaware. It will be like, well, I've been anticipating this. Till date, I still tell myself, I'm waiting for the day I'll get hacked. And once it happened, I have backup solutions ready to restore immediately. Now, this is an ongoing process. Cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility. There's no end game to it. You just have to keep updating. You just have to keep upgrading and keep investing in your security solutions. So for anyone that gets hacked, what is the first line of action? Identify your priorities. What are the key fields that have been compromised? What are the first line of action that should take place? E.g., if my data has been compromised, what is the first thing I need to do? Do I need to go back to my workspace and start modifying my password, or do I need to quickly reach out to my customers and inform them of the data breach so they could start working with me in terms of recovering from that disaster? Because the longer you keep it, the more you're giving the attackers time to expand the effect of the attack. So most times, once it happens, before time, I will always ensure and advise, have your disaster recovery plans in place. Prioritize your critical IT infrastructures such that as soon as an attack happens, you already know what has the highest priority on your list, and you focus on it. Ensure that it's out, and you take them step by step. You may not 100% recover from it, but the goal is recover as much as possible such that you're able to minimize the impact to the barest minimum.
I love that you said that, because I say that the same thing in marketing. $1 for marketing, $3 to $5 for crisis management. So always prepare that someone is going to damage your brand and your marketing. So be prepared of that. And I get clients always, they're like, no one's going to touch my brand. I'm not going to have competitors. I'm like, you will always have a competitor, and someone will always try to infiltrate your brand. So $1 for marketing, $3 to $5 for crisis management. And I love that you just said that as well, because people are so go. They never think about what's going to happen. And then they don't realize when that thing happens, it stops the go. You're like, all that work that you're doing has to stop, because you now have to fix the problem. So I love that you said that. Victor, this was good. This was a good conversation. I love this. Oh my God. I'm so happy. I'm so like my morning. This is my second great conversation coming in from Nigeria. So happy. Love this so much. You have a great smile. You know your information like that. Boom. Love it. So this clearly will not be the last. This will not be the last time, because obviously cybersecurity, with Bitcoins, with a lot of hospitals and schools being hacked all over the world, this is definitely not going to be the last conversation, because the world is being damaged by individuals that are very, very smart, but very, very bored with the way that their lives are. So this is going to be great. One last question, one quick thing. What countries do you work with? Because that's as people are listening, they're probably wondering, what countries do you work with? Do you only work with companies in Nigeria?
No, we've worked, personally, I've worked with companies in Dubai, I've worked with companies in UK, I've worked with US, I've worked with Saudi Arabia, I've worked with a good number of African countries. So my services cuts across the global community. The major thing is you have a problem and we have a solution to it. We are ready to deploy. Then it may not necessarily be our solution. You may have a problem in your existing IT infrastructure. You need a helping hand. You need an expert to come fix one or two things for you. We'll swing it to action and we get that sorted.
And do you focus on large companies, medium companies, or small companies? What companies would you prefer?
As an entrepreneur, you have to ensure you have the widest market range. So I don't have a specific target in mind. An enterprise can come in, attend to them, even low to an individual, business to customer. So I handle across the board.
Beautiful. Oh my God, beautiful. All right, so my last question that I have for you, and this is a question I end with every single person. If you had a personal ask or a professional ask, and I ask this of everyone, no matter how many times I talk to you, I will always end it this way. So if you had a personal ask and a professional ask, what would be your personal ask of anyone that's listening, and what would be your professional ask? 2 answers, please.
Personally, I like traveling. No matter what, after the whole work, I ensure I create time every year to go for vacation, minimum a week. And that period, I try as much as possible to shut down PC, shut down everything. So what I can do is to ensure I automate all possible processes that could come into my time schedule and if I travel. So that's for personal. For work, reaching out, building communities. How do we make more positive impact, build our community? It's something I have great passion for. So let's reach out to people. Let's spread the word. Let's identify more creative minds. There are a lot of persons who do not have the opportunity. They can't really kickstart. But once you give them the right environment, you'll be amazed at the kind of results they will bring out for you. So we identify these people, we harness them, and we rehabilitate them, and we connect them to opportunities in the cybersecurity industry.
Sorry, wait, so I just want to get clarification. So you go on holiday, that's your personal, but that's what you do. But what's the ask there? Are you asking people that are listening to you on ideas for going on vacation on holiday? Or are you just like, what? So you, that's what you do personally. So I just want to like make sure that everyone understands what is the ask that you're asking us as a community.
Yeah, I think vacation ideas would be great, because no matter what, I tend to get to a certain age, and all I want to do is tour the world, travel, have fun, meet people, identify innovations, invest in the ones I can invest in, build the ones I can build. So travel locations, great idea, super awesome, willing and ever happy to listen and check
Beautiful.
them out.
And beautiful. And I definitely agree with you with the professional ask about building communities. I think that more and more people as they get older, they don't like asking for help, and they don't know how to make friends. One of my friends said that they're like, you know, like as an adult, it's hard to make friends until you have children, and your children's parents become your friends. But as an adult, if you don't have any children, if you don't have a dog, if you don't have a business, it's harder to make friends. And I'm like, and I was thinking like, I walk out the door and I can make a friend. So I was so confused by the term, but I'm such a talkative person and she's not. And I was like, maybe it is. I could see that being a tough thing. So I do love that you just said building the community. So thank you. And Victor, you are part of my community. I hope I am part of yours.
Yes, you are, Jodi. Nice meeting you. It's been an awesome time. And
Victor, what a great conversation. I mean, literally, I took a little bit more of your time, but super fun. Thank you so very much. I look forward to either meeting you in Nigeria or you being here in Massachusetts one day.
Sure, definitely. Looking forward to that too.
Okay. See you later.
All right. Bye-bye. Have a great day ahead.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.